We are doing an upper body band workout today. I'm going to show you how to use two different kinds of bands, just to cover all our bases. The first band I'm going to do our exercises with is a straight band with handles. This one is super easy to use, and I'll show you how to adjust the tension to make it a little bit tighter or a little bit looser depending on the exercise. The second band we're going to use is a loop. So it looks something like this. You can pretty much use them the exact same way. There's going to be tiny variations, and probably with this loop band, you're going to feel it a little bit more in your hands because you have to hold on to something that's a little bit more irregular. So I'm going to do this workout with one band, and then I'll do it with the next band. I'm calling this the 100s workout because we're doing 10 reps of every exercise, and there are 10 exercises. You can throw it in as the upper body section of a larger workout, or you can make this the whole workout. The important thing about doing an upper body band workout is that your core needs to be super stable. So you can check core work off your list because this is going to include a ton of it. We want to stay super rooted to the ground, always pulling into that belly button, squeezing those glutes, and you're not letting your low back or your mid back take over with these exercises. Okay, let's do it. For your bicep curls, step in the middle of the band, make sure each side is even. If you want harder bicep curls, step wide. If you want easier bicep curls, step narrow. Make sure your tailbone is slightly curled under. Your shoulders are pulled back and locked into place. Narrow your stance for your piston press and bring your hands up to shoulder height. From there, you're going to alternate overhead pressing. Make sure to keep the tailbone tucked under and don't let the rib cage flare open as you raise your arms overhead. Pull those shoulder blades back into place, curl the tailbone under, brace your core, and you're going to lift straight forward. Grab your band and pull it behind your head right at your neck. Use your other hand to stabilize the bottom of the band either at your low back or at your tailbone. Just make sure your bottom hand does not move, and then extend through the elbow overhead. Put your hands through the handles so that you don't have any extra band, and then with palms facing up, grab your band hip width apart, lock your elbows into your sides, and pull apart. For your upright rows, stand in the middle of the band, hip width apart. Pull your shoulders back down into place, and then you're going to lift your hands up to your collarbone. Elbows rise up high, shoulders stay low. For your lawnmower row, step on one side of the band and come into a lunge position. From there, you're going to drive the elbow back, squeezing the shoulder blade, and twist the body like you're starting a lawnmower. You can set up your lateral raise the same way you set up your front raise. Step on the band in the middle, about hip width apart, wider if you want to make it harder, narrower if you want to make it easier. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back and lift the arms straight out to the side. You can keep a little bend in your elbow. For your bent over rows, you're going to have to fold that band up a little bit to get the right amount of tension. You only want a few inches on either side of the band. Drive your elbows up and back and squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other. Make sure your elbows stay nice and close to your sides. For your hollow hold fly, you're going to put your hands through the handles, grab the band about hip width apart, come down to the ground into a hollow hold so your low back will be the only point of contact on the ground, and then you're going to pull that band apart using the stretchiness to do a little fly. These bicep curls have the exact same setup. You just don't have any handles, so your hands are going to end up doing a little bit more work. The piston press is a little bit more challenging with this band. You're going to keep the band right in front of your shoulders. And as you press up with one hand, you're going to keep the other hand locked in place in front of your shoulder. Since this front raise is going to be a little bit harder, step on the band with one foot so there's a little more slack in the band. Then raise those arms in front of your body with a slight bend in your elbow. Tricep extensions are going to be set up exactly the same. However, because you're doubling up on your band, they might be a little bit more challenging. You may want to consider only grabbing one side of the band and making it a little bit easier. You can do your external rotations doubled up or with only a single side of the band. Upright rows are set up the same way as well. Widen the feet to make it harder, narrow the feet to make it easier. Your lawnmower rows are set up exactly the same way. Just keep in mind it will be a little bit harder because you're doubled up on your band. Your lateral raise is going to be set up so that you only do one side at a time. Step on one side of the band and lift up one arm at a time. Bent over rows will be set up the same way. You can adjust the tension by stepping on more of the band. And finally, your hollow hold fly will be set up exactly the same way, probably be a little bit more challenging with a thicker band.